fit in? What role does it play in the overall sort of global fight against COVID?
Yeah, well, so the FDA is going to be, giving their final recommendation on this tomorrow, probably. But I think it plays a big role, and we can show these numbers because I think the numbers are important. Everyone is paying attention to this now, and you're absolutely right. Well, this first of all shows that it actually has a benefit not only in preventing illness, but seems to have a benefit in terms of preventing infection as well. Now that may sound obvious to people, but you got to remember that all we really knew about these vaccines thus far is that they were good at preventing people from getting sick. It wasn't clear how well they would prevent people from getting infected, which is why you're still told, even if after you've received a vaccine, you still got to wear a mask. So early evidence you're seeing on the screen there that it could prevent infection as well. But if you look at Johnson & Johnson and how well it prevents illness, Zane, you're quite right. There is some fade depending on where the vaccine was trialed. So, for example, in South Africa, you can see 64% versus the vaccine, the virus that's circulating in the United States, it was 72% effective. But I think it's really the right side of the screen that the FDA is going to be looking at. I think regulators all over the world are going to be looking at. Nobody died and nobody was hospitalized at 1 month after receiving the vaccine. That's significant, Zane, no matter how you cut it. And it was 85% effective overall against serious disease, no matter the strain, no matter where in the world the vaccine was administered. So, it's a good vaccine, and it's one shot, and it doesn't need the super cold chain storage. There's places around the world, as you know, Zane, that don't have access to the super cold freezers that are necessary for Moderna and Pfizer. So I think it could be a significant vaccine. I think we've got to be smart about who gets it and how it's rolled out. So that's going to be part of the discussion that's happening here in the United States this weekend, and I think in many places around the world.
Which is really key. I mean, I was talking to the head of Gavi, Vaccine Alliance, about that very issue as they roll out the vaccine in Ghana. Right, Sanjay Gupta, live for us there. Thank you so much. Coming up next on Connect the World, who knew what and when? Washington, D.C. law enforcement officials paint a grim picture of the intelligence before January 6th riots. Details ahead.
I've covered everything from portraits of the founding fathers of the KKK to swastikas.
How one man covers up extremist tattoos as a report sheds disturbing new light on white supremacism within the ranks of the U.S. military.
The Institute plays a key role in the region, offering state-of-the-art capacity to research.
It correctly helps you to sort out and set out how the lab working space should be. It has also helped us to make sure that we are able to diagnose other related infectious diseases like influenza, like yellow fever, and then COVID-19.
My Ghanaian colleague helped me to collect the sample, and that is a very good cooperation to move forward our research in Ghana.
U.S. House members are grilling law enforcement officials about what went wrong on January 6th. They're focused on lapses in intelligence before the crowd of pro-Trump rioters attacked the U.S. Capitol. The acting Capitol Police Chief is telling lawmakers extra protection was put in place that fateful day, but intelligence assessments did not predict the scope of the attack. There's also a fight over the scope of an independent commission to investigate the riots. Republicans want to make sure it's focused solely on the January 6th insurrection. CNN's Whitney Wild joins us live now from Washington, where the hearing is underway. So a lot of people who were at that insurrection, those Capitol Hill riots, spoke openly online on various social media platforms about exactly what they plan to do at the U.S. Capitol on